All right, all right. Welcome to the show. This is the Keeping It Real conversation show with Sunshine again. It is Wednesday, September 15th, 2021. Again, since this show has begun, I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You're one person away, one advice away, one help away of where you need to be in your destiny. I'm loving that everybody is able to come on and be themselves. Well, however way that is, I am not a judge. Also, we are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. We are live on grooveradiodetroit.com and Spotify. And I am excited that my guest is already here. So we want to welcome her to the show. You're still on mute. LaJedi, no, it's still showing you muted. So we're gonna get ready to have a conversation with her. I have basically this is another opportunity for 6 degrees of separation. The person that basically she's married to was one of my friends that I've known since I know myself, basically. And he was just on not too long ago. His real name, Reginald Moore, as they call him, Mud. Very a very known hip hop artist here in the city of Detroit. And she is with him, been with him for a minute. I can hear you.
Yes.
Hear you.
Okay, now we're back. All right.
So I was explaining to the people how I know you. And again, this was the 6 degrees of separation through Reggie. This is how I know you. And so we talked, I think, well, every time I talk to Reggie, she's around somewhere in the background with the children. She's doing something. And I thought it would be so cool to actually have her on the show. So welcome, welcome, welcome.
Gratitude. It's a pleasure and an honor. And it's really well, I'm happy to speak with you face to face.
Absolutely. I am honored as well to have you here. So we're gonna get into it. I put on there that we're gonna talk about family, music, the dynamics of both, and get your perspective on it, because you're very involved in it. So just off of rip, are you what is your nationality?
My nationality is mixed. I have ethnicity in Slovak, and that comes from a deeper migration from the Middle East up through India. They actually have gypsy roots. So my people migrated here on my mother's side from Slovakia in the early 1900s and came through, settled in the East, Mid-East, finally in Detroit. And that's a lot about most of what I know about that side. My father is like most people, a melting pot of a whole lot. He has Scots-Irish, he has English, he has some Mali in him, he has Native American. So his grandmother was 75%. She was more than half Native American. And so that's pretty much where that lies as far as I know about that.
Okay. So I would assume, let me go back. I think the first time I actually saw you in person, we were at a funeral. And I believe you were pregnant with your first daughter, if I'm not mistaken.
Elisha.
Yes. And I thought, first seeing you, I thought, whoa, she's white, right?
Right.
And so the history, and I told this before with Reggie on the last interview. If you know Reggie with an assumption, he will be with somebody that's black. He said, no, you don't know my girl. She like one of us. Like, okay. So again, it's an assumption of how he was portraying himself that, oh, it will be somebody black. But I'm not into all of that. I'm into whoever makes you happy. That's what it is. Right?
Right.
And so you've been with Reggie for how long now?
Next year, it will be 15 years.
Wow. So anybody that puts up with Reggie for 15 years, blessings. Blessings to you, my dear. Blessings.
It is. It is a blessing. It is.
And Reg has, like I was saying before, me and Reggie grew up in the same church. And
Right.
we've known each other since we probably was able to walk.
Right.
And so we even over the years not only sing together, sung together, we went to the same high school together. And over time, it's always been in and out somewhere, somehow. We've always stayed connected. And so here it is. He has a whole family and chosen being with you.
Yeah.
3 beautiful girls, right?
Yes.
And so, to say the least, how has it been being a mom in this society? And I'm gonna talk about that in a minute.
Well, what immediately comes to mind is our creative nature, you know? So, and also our creative nature with how we live our lives within society, not just in terms of the music or art, you know, because that translates farther than your craft. It translates into the way that you live your life and the way that you translate yourself in society. I think, you know, we question everything. We question everything, and we question ourselves most of all, because we got to be right with what we're doing and who we are. So we have to learn as much as we can about ourselves and be a student, you know, politically, spiritually, so that we can just really be ourselves. So that said, you know, there's a lot going on, and that parallels my life as a mother of 3. When it was just 1, there was a lot more time to be aware of, well, let me say like, I stay busy. I stay busy trying to be the best me and trying to be the best example for my children. So it's not that I don't communicate and know what other people think. Because I have a real feel for that. I'm not really told straight up a lot, you know, but what is it like being a mother in this society? I'm always pushing to improve and be the best. And that's in my creative, you know, art life and also in my family life. And I don't want that to overshadow my consciousness of society and how I relate to that. Mm-hmm. Especially because I have to prepare my children.
Absolutely.
You know, so I am aware. Mm-hmm. And I just got to say I'm doing my best to be aware. I don't want to say sympathetic, but I want to be aware and open and respectful and humble about my position out here and being a mixed family the way that my husband challenges all kinds of norms and he's vocal about it. So we have to answer in being, in doing, and living, you know? So my my biggest thing is knowing myself, know thyself, and also being humble and present and knowledgeable about other people. I've always felt drawn to cultural differences. I just love and live in that. I love global music. I love global styles. Appropriation is a big issue for me. I think about that all the time because it's a real, you really have to be conscious of what you're doing in the reflection of society. Even though you may feel something in your heart, you may be totally ignorant about what you're doing, and you have to be humble about that. Mm-hmm. You know, even though I love and enjoy and want to celebrate all kinds of cultures, including that of my husband and my daughters, because that's my love. That's where I'm at. You know, that's what I was drawn to. That's what I connected to. That's what I created, helped to create. Yeah. I realize there are so many challenges. There are so many challenges. And I'm saying it that way because you may not know me. People out there might not know me very well, but I'm pretty private. I have a Pisces sun and a Leo moon. And so my thing is, I'm going to really stick to my own until I'm on the stage, because I love to throw a party and I love to, you know, DJ, and I love to run the show. And I love to perform. I've always been a performer. At the same time, I'm really pretty private in my personal life. Mm-hmm. So just, you know, it's so layered. And to try to put it, you know, simply, I'm really trying to be humble out here. And also I feel a real responsibility to be up to par with him, because he is so politically astute and so spiritually astute and so divine minister, the more American national government. You know, I have a lot of learning to do and a lot to do to keep up with that. So that was a long answer because it's complex. You know, it is. It's complex.
It's very complex. For one, I have cousins that are mixed with a white mother. And of course, my uncle was Black. And I remember with the different texture of hair and different things like that, and where they lived, it was a lot of unsaid but said questions, concerns. And I've heard your girls in the background when I've called, and it's like, when the world pushes certain agendas, like say for instance, Trump, Black Lives Matter, things of that nature, in the inside, I know there's something that, like, a light bulb comes off, or an alert that at any moment something could push the pin to make me like, look, I'm not feeling so safe. You understand?
Oh, yes.
And so with being female, for one, and then you're in a multicultural relationship for life with my friend, and then you have 3 beautiful daughters that came out of this union. And so society says sometimes, I don't like that. That is not how it's supposed to be. And it comes from both sides. I've had my cousin that was on here who was basically, to this day, still ostracized from being out of a mixed relationship. Like, the white side of her family calls her mother a nigger lover to this day. Mm-hmm. And so here it is, we're in 2021, and it looks weird sometimes. So what do you say to your daughters if somebody looks at them, says something out of the way to them in the respect of the union that you guys have created? It's a lot.
It is. It's, and my answer will probably change as I grow and learn. And what I return to is love. It's an indescribable feeling that I have with their father. It is something that I would never doubt in terms of them, in terms of the love and the light that they were created from. It's just undeniably beautiful. And I would first reiterate that and have them be comfortable, or at least, hug them with that, and also it's just got to be a real conversation. Like, it's got to be candid. I got to make mistakes. I got to let them know some people are going to be open to considering this even. And some people are not, straight up. There may be nothing you can say to this person. Maybe you should just shine on. You know what I mean? Maybe you should just shine on. Maybe there's not an answer to this right away. Right. Maybe there's growth that needs to happen for everybody for us to be able to answer. But, keep the peace, look within yourself, shine on, and let's talk to people that are willing to talk. Let's have conversations with people, because I can't teach them what people from their ethnicity can teach them.
Right.
If it's not their father, they need lots more aunties and mommies who are from their, who look like them, to be able to really connect on that, because I'm going to give them everything I got, but it's not enough.
It's not enough. At this age, they don't even have the concept that they even look different, right?
They do.
They do?
And they do. And it mostly has been since they have begun school, and they go to a small school, and just surface. This is very not much like, this is not hard data. I would say there are pushing 40% colored, but more like 30 maybe. And definitely the staff is more so-called white. Okay. So when they look up to their teachers and the people who are, doing their lessons and whatnot, I think that is the case. And so conversations have come up, I think, more poignantly since they've begun school. But before that, not so much. Okay. And she's seven now. She's crossed, and my oldest is 7 now, and that's a whole new cycle. Yeah. So the conversation with her has flipped.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's the part that I didn't even think about school. Sometimes what we see at home is, the comfort is, mom might be a little lighter, dad is, his complexion, and I love this, and that. But then when you go outside the doors, I'm not even paying attention to school or other parts in society where it's looked like, okay, who's your mom? What and so sometimes that's the hard part. That's not heartbreaking, but I just want people to love my children and not look at them because they're coming from a different dynamic. So how did you get into music?
It's always been there, and I would have to say my papa. My dad has been a rock star his whole life, and really wanted to. It has dedicated himself to it. He always made time in our family. It was guitar after dinner every day. Every day after he got home from work, we'd be in the basement for 3 hours. He'd be playing his bass. We're listening to records. I'm waiting for him to finish so I can put on my records. And it's just been that. And so my whole life was he had music on every day for hours, and that's what got me into. And then I don't know, somehow I became a radio girl, and I was so into the radio. I was always had my radio and my headphones, my Walkman, tapes. It was just constant. So that was that. I also played instruments. I picked up flute, and I played that pretty much consistently. And I also trained figure skating. I trained figure skating. My mother let me do that young. And to me, that was all about music. It's dance, you know? So to me, that was all about music. I learned I really wanted to cut my own music because I wasn't into what my coaches were giving me to skate to. So I really wanted to cut my own music. My dad showed me how to make mixtapes. My dad showed me how to use the dual cassette recorder. Oh, wait, we get just like right there.
Wow.
My dad showed me how to use the dual cassette recorder and cut mixtapes. He showed me how to use a reel-to-reel. He taught me how to play bass in high school, bought me my first bass in high school. We had a drum set in the basement when I was a kid. And so it was kind of like that. So I feel like I've been DJing for a while, and then, I don't know, something happened. I love vinyl. I love vinyl. My dad had crates and crates of vinyl like we do in the house now. And I love the feel of vinyl. I love playing vinyl. And I don't really know, except for knowing DJs. When I started being able to go to clubs and hearing DJs, I think that's what turned me on to actual turntablism. And instead of the dual cassette recorder using 2 turntables, my dad gave me a mixer when I was 19, and I just started messing with it. And he gave me these huge speakers, and I was living in a house in Ann Arbor that was next to some woods, and we would have parties. And I was just starting to go to Record Time and buying records. And I lived with a woman who liked to make bass. And so that's just kind of how I got into DJing and electronic music.
So was your first like clubs a mix, or was it black? Was it white? What was it?
Oh, I was in Ann Arbor because, well, it started with rock. Like, it started with rock. I used to go to clubs to hear bands, and then I moved to Ann Arbor to go to school, and that was when it was a mix. That's when I started going to the Blind Pig, the Bird of Paradise for jazz. I would sit outside before I could even get in. At the Bird of Paradise for jazz, they had the hottest reggae club there. And I would go there all the time. It was dance hall every Thursday night, I think. And then, so it's pretty, and then the Nectarine Ballroom for electronic music. It was pretty rich over there. So I would say it was a mix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I started coming to Detroit when I got a truck, or when I got a car, started coming back to Detroit. And yeah. Then I heard that Slum Village. The woman that I listened to was playing that Slum Village fantastic on our toilet on the CD player while I was in the shower. I turned on a dime and moved back to Detroit. Mm-hmm. I just had to, find out what that was, what's going on there. There was just an essence to that. Mm-hmm. Led me right to my husband.
Wow.
Right.
So again, I think me and Reg talked about this before, like music is a universal language, just like love. Mm-hmm. And sometimes, just like with my husband, we were neighbors at one point. We had to live our life, but he was my first crush. And then we came back with music. I was on the stage for the first time, not singing gospel music. And I had someone record it, and I knew he was into music. He was rapping back in the day, and he was into, lyrics and all of that stuff. And I was like, I'm gonna send this to him and see what he thinks. Do I got it or do I not got it? And so he didn't know it was me. He was like, man, stage presence, this, and that. And I said, that's me, right? He's like, no, it's not. Yes. I said, look at me. That is me. And so it was when what he said was what I needed to hear. And from that moment, the beat has never changed. It just gets better. And so I understand like music and love just goes together. Like, I don't care if I have long hair, short hair, it doesn't matter. If my hair is blue, purple, it does not matter. Um, and this is what I'm saying, that sometimes we have to look at others as, you might take it as the gossip, the, you know, oh, this and that, the taboo. But yet and still, if you really look behind all things, it started off with music that led to love. And you have something in common, which was music. And um, from what I know from Reg, really in all, he's never changed. It's been the same person, and he just evolves. And with knowledge, with when I have questions of my own, I'll call him in a minute. Like, okay, so what is this? What? And he like, okay, you're opening. This is this. This is the education that you've been seeking all along. Like, really? And then we go into music. And so I when I say, I want to commend you on this whole life, that I love what you have created. Because as women, sometimes we don't celebrate enough. We don't celebrate. And as a working woman, and I'm saying entrepreneur because DJing is you. That's what you do. We need to celebrate all women. It's not easy. It's not easy. You still have to be the queen of your house. You still have to do you, whatever that is, and you still have to be a mother. So I commend you for the creativity of the family that you have created. Do you hear me?
Gratitude. I'm almost in tears. I'm just trying to hold it together.
We don't hear it enough. I know we have, husbands, and they tell us yes, but sometimes we just need somebody to tell us that I see you.
It's like the story you just shared with me. And I love that so much because you said you gave the tape to your man, to your to be husband who knows you and didn't know, like really looked beyond and saw the light and saw the glory and saw the honor of your presence in your work and your commitment to the Most High and doing your work, and who's really you, and saw that. And that's, and I hear you. That's what we have to see in each other, maybe even when it's faulty, even when there are flaws, like you are, holding on to a snotty child or whatever is going on the side, you're still pushing to be the light and to serve the Most High part of yourself, right?
Absolutely. That's why I said I felt in my spirit that you needed to hear that. You are doing a great job. I hear your girls, I've seen videos, and you let them be them where they are, whether it's them singing in the background, them trying to DJ, things that they're picking up on from watching y'all too. And that's amazing because sometimes we don't take in consideration that our children are watching us, whether it's good or whether it's bad. Mm-hmm. So in that, again, I felt like you needed to hear that you are doing a good job. Reggie might tell you that. He might kiss you. He might hug on you. But I'm telling you, I've not been in your house, but I've seen and I hear love in your home. Do you hear me?
Oh, yeah. I feel it. Yeah.
So it shows, it exudes from you. Just because your dynamic of home might not look like mine. It doesn't matter. It's love. That's period. It transitions over a religion state, what the world says supposed to be. It does not matter. My children, my husband, what I do for a living is all love. It comes out of my heart. You're doing music because you were taught music. Mm-hmm. You grew up with music. Mm-hmm. It was inevitable. Mm-hmm. So even with your, as we say sometimes, the hard questions, the hard conversations that will happen. I remember watching a movie and they asked the father, who happens to be white, what are you going to do when your daughter brings home a nigger? And he said, oh, that's not going to happen. He said, how do you know? So he was one of them people who wanted to get rid of all Black people. But at the end of the day, you like what you like, you love what you love, and it don't matter who tried, it's going to be the inevitable. So I want to tell you again, I don't know why I keep feeling this. Like, you really, really have to understand, we have to be transcenders. We have to be trailblazers. And it's not an easy game. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're a woman.
Fully.
And sometimes it's not easy having to juggle everything that we do. Whether you have help or you don't have help, it still has to be done. So I want to tell you, and I don't care who's listening, I want you to understand. To every woman that's out here that's doing what they're supposed to do, you are beautiful, you are smart, you're intelligent, you know what it is. Do you. Your kids will love you because you did. Don't settle for nothing less than what you want, less than what you desire, less than what you dreamed of.
Right.
I feel like it's some other stuff that you want to do. Like even with your music, like I could see a mix of music from your childhood and what actually speaks to your heart, like a mixtape. Are you working on that now?
Oh yeah, I'm always doing. I love the mashup. I love the mashup. It's always about that for me because I have a lot of influences and something that I worked a lot on that I really want to reignite. Still there? Oh, okay. I have enough juice to keep this going for a minute. Something that I worked a lot on that I really want to get back into is World Hip Hop Women. This is a mixtape project that was initiated with Nomadic Wax and World Hip Hop Market. These are two organizations that have global connects, and Nomadic Wax actually has schools and organizations that are in the African diaspora, like not only in the continent itself, but also positioned around, and they focus on those musics, and they have enough connects where they were able to get me started in expanding my global connections with music, and especially women in hip hop, who just like this really connects with what we're talking about, Camilla, because man, we need each other. We need each other and each other's resources and connections truly and fully, so that when we are giving baths and doing all that stuff that is sacred and mundane, someone else is holding us up on the other end, and we can do the same when we have a chance, because it will keep building. And I had grown a large community of women, and the mixtapes are available. There are 2 of them, and they're on the Nomadic Wax website. They're on Bandcamp. They're also on Mixcloud. They're on my social media as well. But these are hot, and more than that, more than the music being hot, it was like I learned so much about how these women juggle, because they might be from a place like Iraq where you don't do that. You're a woman and you don't rap. You don't do that. And they are. You know what I mean? They're doing it and they're putting out their music and they're looking for people like me who have resources to help them and audiences to give them. You know, so to me, that is something I really want to jump back into. That is really special to me. And I think that I've always considered that a way to immerse my children in that kind of female, I don't want to say companionship, I want to say, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because they are shining examples of all of which, you know, the options that we have as women. You know, as artists, you know, it's a little smaller set, but however, they're doing all kinds of things. They're living their lives all kinds of, but they may be at war like we are. We're at war too, and just a different kind of war. This is kind of right. A hush hush, like we're still at war every single day in our country. And so we need that. And another thing that I love doing is, you know, I love playing straight up genres too. I love being your hip hop DJ. I love being your funk DJ. I mean, that stuff is like, ugh. And my dad, his band in high school was playing all Motown. It's the same story. It's always going to be the best. I mean, Detroit music is really what fires me up every time. And I love global music, and I've toured around the country multiple times, and there's nothing like Detroit. There's nothing out there like us. And my dad's music comes from that. Like the stuff that he plays, his band plays is based on Motown, is based on garage rock from Detroit. You know what I mean? So yeah, all of that flavors in my music. And I really intend to, you know, I really haven't had it at creating. DJing's cool. I love to play instruments. I also like to make music. So I really would like to put all that in together into some original stuff. Mixtape is cool.
Yeah, I feel like it's time for a women empowerment of all shades, it doesn't matter, where it comes together with the union, or at the base of it is music, but it has to be somebody come out who's a single mom, or who, I see somebody.
Oh yeah.
Who comes and just want to get inspiration and strength and light from someone else that's in the circle. And I feel like that's you. And even into the point of education of where you are in your spirit, as well as because you're so calm, like some people need some also some pointers.
I pray on that. Right.
So again, I just wanted to say that you are definitely dope, and all those who follow you get what they need from that moment and they go home and talk about you. Up there's Reg.
That's the man. Running, Daddy, run into the Call of Duty.
To see that I can do it too.
Yeah.
I can do it too. And now that things are happening, things are changing, you know, we have a women vice president. This is the time for the woman.
I can't even, you know, we have so many choices here in our situation. And let me just talk about me. I have so many choices and opportunities, and you got to exploit and be grateful about that. You know, down to your diet. We have choices. It's, you know, so thank God for that. And yes, we have to use every tool we have to uplift everyone. And the people who seemingly don't have choices and don't have resources may have hardest heart ever. They may have everything you need wrapped up in their own heart and spirit to support you and what you're doing, you know. So I just try not to judge. I try to stay calm, be humble, and uplift.
Absolutely. Like I said, I never step foot in your home, but I know what I feel, what I see when I hear your girls in the background singing, like, okay, she's an alto. All right, she's over there, you know, picking up a microphone, beating their daddy up, and whatever the case may be. Again, they have creative space of freedom of love. And I feel like every child should have that. That even if you don't have mommy, daddy, that you have a creative space to be you before the world try to deem you as something else or deem you to be change what you want to do. And so they're mimicking you, and yes, they're looking up to you, even if they don't know how to communicate it yet to you. But you are an awesome woman. And I felt like this was one of those moments you needed to hear it from someone else who is in a place to, you know, uplift, connect, love on, cherish, push, whatever the case may be, whatever you need me to be, let me know. I'm here for you always. Okay.
Yes, the love is reciprocated. And I'm really excited for you. I've heard you got a lot cooking, and I'm really excited for you. And we'll have a backyard barbecue so we can just cook it up.
I know we got to do something for sure. I'm like I said, is too much time has been far spent, and I never met you. It's been 15 years almost. And I've known when every child has been born, but I never met you in person. And
thank God for being around. Thank God.
Around, but never met each other. And so I'm going to make sure sooner rather than later, when I come back from this vacation, that we're going to meet and we're going to chop it up.
That's right.
Got to.
That's right.
Got to. So I know it's getting late and your phone is about to die. So I want to, again, like I said, it's been a pleasure to sit down and talk to you, talk about the real conversations that need to be said, not assuming. It could be, again, going to the grocery store, going to Walmart, and people look at you like you crazy, like, how'd that happen?
Oh, yeah, he notices more than I do. Like I told you, I'm a little bit spacey in my Piscean nature as well. But yes, he'll remind me.
I mean, okay, so for people who don't understand, can you tell Reg to come to and they crawling on the floor? I still Reg. Saw you.
Reg, you being summoned. King Aziz.
Come here.
Mud Holy. Mud Holy.
Come here.
What's that?
Come here.
Say come. She said she's summoning you, King.
Wait, hold on. Where's it?
So
he's gonna act like he's not ready. He's always ready.
What you see, so when you see Reg and you see her, and you'll understand what we've been talking about tonight. So you just see them out somewhere and you'll see it comes from both races or just people in general. Like, how that happen? What? And so it's one of those things that's said and unsaid. You know, you have the conversations behind closed doors. Like, well, you know, and then I don't do debating. I don't argue. I don't do none of that because, first of all, you're not going to change my opinion. Sorry. And then there's the
Moorish Mud in the building. He can take mine.
But I'm listening.
Yeah.
Greetings.
Greetings, sir.
What goes on?
I'm having a great time with your wife.
That is awesome to hear.
And so I told her when we come back for my anniversary, we will definitely get together so we can actually meet in person. So
Word
she
up.
informed me that you guys have been together for 15 years.
Yes,
And I never met her in person.
correct. Yes.
Need I say more?
Affirmative. Hey, listen.
What?
We was at the funeral, but you know how uncomfortable that got. So you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I explained it. I think that was first child.
Yes.
And so
2014, I think. Yes. Yeah.
so again.
Hey man, hey, I'm not antisocial.
That is not what I said at all.
So then we let me know. So that it's going down.
I just said when I come back,
the time. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. As soon as you get back, it's home. It's cracking.
I still love you.
Give me my. I said, give me the headphones.
Okay, my bad.
Anywho, so y'all understand. You seen Reggie and you seen her. And so you like, but like I said, beyond our skin color, it does not matter. It's what the heart wants, it's what the heart loves. And that's all that matters. And God had it where y'all had 3 beautiful children together. And they're growing up so wonderful. The last one was what year? What year?
She was 2019. She'll be 3.
Wow.
She'll be 3.
Was this the Christmas baby? See, I told you I knew when they got here. Yeah. I just never met them.
Oh, they need you. They need you. They need you as one of those resources to ask questions of and to see as a, shining example of love and, somebody who represents more of, their daddy's side of things. Oops.
Yeah, I'm game for it. I love children, always have, still waiting on my own bundle of joy. Mm-hmm. But however,
I started late.
It's never
late. Mm-mm.
But I'm so busy right now. I got so much stuff coming down the pipe and doing. My husband just talked to me yesterday about that. Like, babe, do you understand a lot of stuff that you do? And I'm like, it's normal to me because I'm a multitasker. And so when I'm only doing one thing, I feel like I'm missing out or I should be doing something more. And so I want you also, I feel this too. Make sure you take time for you. I mean, if that's an hour of taking a soak bath, I mean, a moment on the back porch, you know what? Do you? Because a lot of stuff of our space and time, our attention is given to so many that sometimes we don't have enough time to be poured back into. So I think that's going to be my job for you. I'm going to pour back into you. You need
reminders. We all need the reminders every day. Because how can I be the one I want to be for my children if I'm not me? That's the thing that I try to remind myself of every day. If I'm not me and I don't have my energy at the level that I love to be and I love me at, I'm not doing my job. I'm not, no matter how much I serve them, and it's true of my husband too. I cannot serve my husband without serving myself because then I'm not being what he needs me.
It's a lot. It's a lot of unsaid things when it comes to the role of a woman in a family that we think we know, but until we get in it, it's the dynamics and what you create your family to be. I have moments, husband might have a rough day at work. I gotta make sure do surgery. I gotta make sure he good for the next day. And I still have to make sure that I'm good. We won't be good for each other, nor the people that we face in the marketplace. And so mentally, spiritually, we all have to be on one page. And so to you, again, I feel like this, you need some me time. And I know my brother Reggie is gonna understand that. And the girls will too. I don't know if it's a weekend trip away, a day of shut it down. I don't know what that's gonna look like for you, but you need it, ma'am.
Let me say this. I have never received a call from him in our whole relationship as parents. Never, when I've been away, have received a call saying, what do I do? Can you, no, not once. He is fully capable of allowing that. And I appreciate the inspiration and the reminder. And I feel moved to tell you as well. The Most High just gives it when it's time. And no matter how we try to plan, the stuff sometimes just comes and you'll do it. You'll handle it. And that's why we need each other. That's why we need more than each other. We need lots of women support. We need aunties, mothers, friends, sisters, all the time.
It's the village.
It's just true. There's nothing stronger than that.
Absolutely. So I know it's getting late and I would love to keep on talking to you, but I do have your phone number. So again, when I get back, I promise you, I'm going to set something up where we need to sit down, chop it up, hug on the girls, all of those things. Because like I said, you need it, Mud need it, the girls need it. And just know you're never alone. Never. I'm one call away.
Peace. Gratitude. Oh, like ultimate gratitude.
Absolutely.
Get out of town. Enjoy yourself. And
I am. Friday morning, I am on the road. I'm out of here.
Where are you going? Oh, no, you don't have to share that publicly. Okay, well then go ahead. That is
and that's all I'm saying. I'm in somewhere in Tennessee. I ain't say where, but I'm going to be in Tennessee.
That's where my family, that's where my dad's family came up from.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so again, I love you. Enjoy the rest of your evening with your family. And like I said, when I get back in town, we will definitely chop it up so we can meet and greet.
Peace. Peace on that.
All right. See ya.
Good night. Good night, everybody. Peace.
All right. Bye-bye.